if you're stuck in the comfort zone, meaning you want to do great things, but it's just so hard for you to get off the couch, stop playing the game, get off your phone, and actually do those things, then watch this video because I'm going to show you how to trick yourself out of the comfort zone. Alright, but first, who am I? My name is Faith, and my goal is to help entrepreneurs, creators, and high achievers reach their goals by teaching you how to take action, stay consistent, and make your goals happen. In this video, I'm hitting everybody. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a creative, or a high achiever, you can benefit from this video. Because unless you get out of your comfort zone, you're never going to, succeed. You're never going to achieve much because you can't be a winner inside your comfort zone. You have to get out of it because that's how you expand and grow. But the biggest issue is getting out of your comfort zone. And the only reason it's an issue is because you're doing it the wrong way. Now, for a long time, I want to be this big entrepreneur, have this big business, and be a creator, and make all these books, and be a high achiever, and improve my fitness, and go from somebody who was lazy and spent all day on the couch to somebody who was doing pull-ups every day and eating completely healthy, all clean. I wanted that. I was so ambitious. I wanted that. But every time I thought about getting that, I just never did. It was always me just watching more TV, me playing the game, me wasting my time, me smoking, me being on the phone, me not doing what I wanted to do. But once I realized how to trick myself out of my comfort zone, and when I tell you how to do this, your mind is immediately going to be like, nah, why would I do that? But I'm telling you, if you follow this strategy, you can change your life and start doing the things you've always wanted to do, just like I have, alright? I literally have changed my life. I wake up at 4 a.m. and work on my business. I work for 5 hours a day on my business, like deep work. I changed my complete diet. I work out every single day, and I've written so many books. All because I learned how to trick myself out of my comfort zone. So you might be wondering, how can you trick yourself out of your comfort zone? How does this work? It works by this. First, understand that you have to win the battle against your brain. Okay? Because we're in this modern day and age, but our brains are still old. Like our brains haven't evolved as fast as our world has. What this means is our brain is still like wired to think we're in the savannah deserts or in that wilderness where there's beasts everywhere and wants to keep us safe. So what this means is our brains have these adaptations that it thinks is keeping us safe when in reality we don't need it anymore. For instance, your brain is going to want to conserve energy. It wants to conserve energy as much as possible by making you lazy. Because think about this. Back in like the days where we had weapons, had to fight saber-toothed tigers, the worst thing that we could be was out of energy. From doing all these extra things. So when we need to go hunt or go protect protect the villages or harvest whatever, if we didn't have energy to do that, we were going to die. And so the brain was like, oh, I don't want to die, so I'm going to conserve energy and make you want to do the easier option, which is do nothing, instead of going out your way, do more things, because if you do more things, you use all your energy, and if something happens and you don't have energy, then you're going to die. Okay, hopefully this is making sense. So what happens is, now in this day and age, where there's not any threats, your brain is still operating on the idea that you gotta conserve energy. So whenever you think of these big ambitious things you want to do, your brain is gonna say, oh, that's a lot of energy, I'm gonna shut this down, I'm gonna make them not even want to do it. I'm gonna just make them stuck on the couch, stuck watching TV, stuck not doing what they want to do because that idea is too big. So as an entrepreneur, you might be thinking, I want to make this awesome business and get thousands of customers. Oh, but your brain is saying that is a lot of energy. You're not gonna do it, and now you're stuck watching TV again. You don't understand why it's so hard for you to get off the couch, but you can't do it. Or as a creator, you're like, oh, I want to make hundreds of content, or I want to make books, and I want to draw. I want to draw things, and I want to just create so much content. And your brain is like, that sounds like a lot. How about you watch? How about you get on your phone instead? And now you're scrolling on your phone, wondering why is it so hard for you to do those ambitious things in your head when you know that's what you want to do, but instead you're on your phone. Or as a high achiever, you're thinking, you know what? I'm so tired of my body. I'm about to change this up. I'm about to just hit the gym every single day, 2 hours, and just completely transform my fitness. Your brain is gonna be like, yeah, I know that is a lot of energy. Instead, let's just have you stay in bed. Let's have you just keep playing the game. And even though you want to do those things, I'm just gonna have you play the game. Every time you give your brain, like you have these ideas and these big ambitious things that takes a lot of energy, your brain is going to step in and say, no, you're not going to do that because that's too much. So if you want to trick yourself outside your comfort zone and stop doing those things, You have to tell your brain you're going to do something easy. Instead of saying, I'm going to make this wonderful business, say, I'm going to work my business for 20 seconds. Instead of saying, oh, I'm going to create the most valuable content, say, I'm just going to write one page of a book, one word of a book. Instead of saying, I'm going to completely transform my health and go to the gym every single day for 2 hours, you can say, I'm going to do one push up. And what happens is, this thing is so low energy, your brain is like, whatever, that's nothing. Go ahead and do it. And so you actually feel like you can do it. You actually feel like, okay, I can do one push up. I can work on my business for 20 seconds. I can write one word. I can draw one line. That's so easy. That's so simple. I can do that. And so you actually get up and do it. And that's what I did. Like, I can write 2,000 words in 1 hour. I can write for 4 hours, not straight, but like 2 hours straight, and then take a break, and then 2 hours straight. I can do that. But in the beginning, I couldn't do any of that because I hadn't built up to that. And so what I did was I told myself I was going to write one word a day. And I did that because it was so easy to write one word a day. But from doing that, I got outside my comfort zone. I started building a habit of just writing one word a day. And eventually, I built on that habit without burning out because I had built up to be able to sustain high levels. But I had to start at the very beginning, which is writing one word. Because if I had told myself, out the gate, I'm going to write 2 hours every single day, I'm going to write 2,000 words in 1 hour, I wouldn't have been able to do that because that's so much energy. But one word? That's nothing. I can do that easy peasy. Now, the biggest thing that holds so many people back, so many ambitious people back, is when I tell them this idea, I tell them, just have the bare minimum. Do this easiest thing you can on your goals. They'll say, no, I want to do more. I don't want to do just the small. I want to do more. They don't value the small. But what happens is, every time they try to do the big, they burn out. They can't sustain it. And I'm like, well, if you can't do the big, why are you only geared towards doing the big things when you know what happens every time you try it? You burn out. Yes, I know you want to do big things, but the only way you can get to like big things is by starting small. It's like you can't get to the top of like, let's say there's like a big ladder. You can't get to the very top of the ladder without starting at the very bottom and climbing your way up to the highest height. Likewise, you can't get to like big ambitious goals you have without starting at the very bottom and climbing your way up by starting small. So if you just tell yourself, like, think about the goals you want to achieve, and instead of having these overly ambitious plans, break it down to the smallest step, the baby step you can take, and tell yourself you're just going to do that for a week straight. And of course, you can be thinking, oh, this is crap, I want to do more. That's okay. Just do the small thing. Because by doing the small, you're building a habit to show up for what you want to do, and as the habit forms, it'll be a lot easier if you just start doing it without thinking. And once you can do things without thinking, that means your brain isn't interfering anymore. It's now once you get started, you got a momentum coming with you. You're going to start feeling like that flow. Then you can increase and start doing more. But if you come with the intention that you're going to do a lot more, you're going to do the biggest, most ambitious plans. Like you're going to work for 2 hours straight. You're going to go to the gym 3 times. You're going to do all this stuff. Your brain is going to stop you from even showing up. See, the way to get out of your comfort zone is to just show up to what you want to do. And the way to show up is by saying you're going to do something very small that doesn't trigger your brain to say, oh, that's too much energy, don't do it. So you're going to do something very small. And then once you get started, it's that easy to keep going. Like, once the ball gets going, it's easy to keep it, going instead of stopping. I forget the law of that. Newton's law, something like that. What stays in motion tends to stay in motion. What stays still tends to stay still. But that's what happens when you get in motion by showing up with the intention to do the smallest thing possible. Now it's easier to stay in motion and do a little bit more. But to even get the ball rolling in the first place, you gotta do something small. So the gist is, if you want to trick yourself out of your comfort zone, first understand that your brain is lazy, and you have to work underneath your brain so that it doesn't trip the alarm wire and stop you from doing what you want. And the best way to get underneath your brain is by telling yourself you're going to do the smallest thing possible and show up with the fullest intention to do that small thing possible. Once you get started, if you feel like doing more, then do more. But every time you start, always say you're going to do the smallest thing possible. Or that it's working on business for 20 seconds, writing one word in a book, or doing one push-up. And once you've gotten going, once you're in motion, if you want, do more. But always start with the intention of doing small things. And eventually, you'll be out of your comfort zone every single day, doing more and more and more, and you won't be burning out because you'll start from the small and you're building your way up to bigger things. All right. Now remember, take action, stay consistent, make your goals happen, and I will see you later.